Hey everybody, and welcome to another LEGO review here on my channel. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars set Tenoo Jedi Temple. This is set number 75358. It comes with 124 pieces, 3 minifigures, and is recommended for ages 4 and up. And it's a set based on the Disney Plus TV show Young Jedi Adventures. We're going to kick things off by taking a look at the minifigures that come in this set. This is Kai Brightstar. And overall, I feel like this is a rather basic looking minifigure. I do like the hairpiece and his chest print, but everything else on the figure seems a little lacking to me. I do think this figure would have greatly benefited from a little bit of extra detail and maybe some dual molded legs. I do like his orange cape that's included. I think it's a nice color. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to say about the figure other than I wish there was more printed detail on him. The figure does come with green minifigure hands meant to represent green gloves, but to me it looks a little out of place and awkward. This is a set meant for younger kids, so I'm sure they're not going to care about the lack of detail, but as a collector, it's a little disappointing to see. Kai does come with a second scared facial expression that I think looks rather good, and he also comes with the green lightsaber as an accessory. I also removed his cape, and as we turn him around, you can see that he actually does come with a back print that looks relatively good for what it's trying to be. The next minifigure we're going to be taking a look at is Liz Soleil. And just like with Kai, I do feel like this minifigure would have greatly benefited from dual molded legs or a little bit of extra detail on the legs and arms. I do like the character's purple hairpiece. I think it does well to match the purple printing on the torso there, as well as her blue skin tone. Liz also comes with a yellow cape, and I do like the color overall, and I think it matches her design relatively well. And as we make our way to the back of the figure, you can see that her second expression is peeking through the bottom of her hairpiece. While I do keep mentioning the lack of detail on these figures, I don't necessarily dislike them, and I don't think a 4-year-old is necessarily going to care about a figure having dual molded legs or extra printing. I do expect high quality figures from LEGO, and I feel like it's something that should have been included. Liz does come with a rather cute second facial expression that depicts her smiling, as well as a purple lightsaber with the gold hilt that matches her overall design very well. And as we spin Liz around to the back here, you can see that she has a back print that looks relatively solid. The last minifigure we're going to be taking a look at is Master Yoda himself. My favorite part about this figure has to be his headpiece. I do like it, and I think it's great to get another animated version of Yoda. However, just like with the other two figures in this set, I do feel like it would have benefited from extra printing. As we turn Yoda around to the back here, you can see that there is a printed hood on the back piece here. But as far as the extra printed detail that I would have liked to have seen, it would have been nice for this figure to have some wrist printing. I also think it would have been nice to have the printed robe detail on the chest here be brought down to the legs as well. And Yoda does come with his traditional green lightsaber as an accessory. With the minifigures out of the way, we're now ready to talk about the builds that come in this set. And we're going to start by taking a look at the red speeder here. Of course, with this being a 4+ set, the design of the speeder isn't going to be as complex as something you'd see in a traditional LEGO Star Wars set. But I don't necessarily mind the design of this thing. I think it looks rather good. There's a couple of pieces sticking out of the side meant to represent footplates. And as we take a look at the back of the speeder, you can see that there's a little clip here, and I'll show you what that does in just a moment. There's also some brown brick pieces meant to represent some seating. And while it is a simple design, it was relatively easy to build, and I think kids are going to have a blast with it. Another thing that I do like about the speeder is it can fit all 3 of the minifigures that are included in this set, so they can ride together and go on adventures. And the clip on the back of the speeder is used to hold a lightsaber for a little bit of extra storage. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at the small environmental build as well as the training droid. We're going to start with the relatively simple environmental build. It uses a couple of green pieces for the base and has a small tan archway. I do like the relatively simple detail that's included in this build, like the green pieces at the top there. And as I'm spinning this build around, I'm sure you've noticed the blocks are rocking back and forth. There's a Technic piece included in this build that allows for this motion to happen. This, of course, is great for young Jedi who are trying to work on their balance and reflexes. The training droid is also a rather simple build, only made up of a couple of pieces. I do like the printed detail on this build. I think it looks great. And the droid comes equipped with a blue lightsaber blade to assist the Jedi with their training. And last but not least, we're going to be taking a look at the main build for this set, which is the Tenoo Jedi Temple itself. While it does have a relatively simple design, I actually like the overall look and design of the temple here. This set doesn't come with any stickers, so all of the detail you see on the temple are prints. And I do like the look and design of these prints, and I think having those green leaf pieces hanging on the walls of the temple give it a little bit of extra detail as well. I do like the overall look of the base for this build, and I think those potted plants on the left side of the temple fit right in and add a little bit of extra detail. There's also this really big boulder on the right side of the temple that Jedi can use to help strengthen their levitating powers with use of the Force. Now that we're done taking a look on the outside of the temple, we're going to spin it around and take a look at its rather simple yet charming interior. At the top of the temple, you're going to find a blue kyber crystal and a couple of clips, which can be used to store the lightsabers that come in this set. There's also a bunk bed on the first floor that the minifigures can actually fit inside of. Last, there's a very simple kitchen build that has some blue milk and a cookie on a skillet, a Jedi's favorite snack. When this set was released, it originally retailed for $40. However, I got this set at Target on clearance for 50% off, so I paid $20 for it, and for that price, I think it is well worth it. While I do wish there was some more printed detail on the minifigures, I don't dislike them overall, and I think this is an excellent build for kids ages 4 and up. I want to thank you for watching my review, and be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for future brick built content and reviews.